Good day. I'm Natumanya Roland, a student at Bishop Stewart University, pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Accounting and Finance. And today I'm going to handle a question on QuickBooks. And this one says, the Accounts Department of Mark Traders Company Limited deals in used and new motorcycles and their spare parts. PO Box 234 Mbala, Uganda. Email mark@africaonline.co.ug. The first task, we are tasked to handle QuickBooks accounting software. Create a company in names of Mark Traders Company Limited. So I go to detailed start, and the name, I call it Mark Traders Company Limited. And the street address, we are provided with a box number, which is PO Box 234 Mbalala, Uganda. Now we come to the city, Mbalala. It is a city in Uganda. Now we come to the country. Uganda is not listed by default, it is US. Create that one. Other email address, going to put mark@africaonline.co.ug. Then I press next. And Mark Traders is an automotive sale or repair. It lies in that industry. Then next, make it a sole proprietorship. Then I go to next. Then I come to next again. Then password, I don't recommend it for examination purposes. I skip. Then I am told to create a folder. So I create it on the desktop. I will call it Traders Natumanya Roland, which is my name. The fact that the PC has many Rolands. Natumanya Roland 21 BSU BSAF 2158, and then I open the folder and save my company there. I press next, and the company it is continuing to create. You become patient and it loads. Now it is at 90% and we are almost good to go. It is creating the company. Now I press next. What does the company sell? Both services and products. I press next. What does all of them, the recommended ones, I'll click next for the matter of time. Then, do you want inventory in QuickBooks? Yes. To track inventory, I press next. That one is also recommended. Do you have employees? I click yes, and I press next. Then next, go to the beginning of the fiscal year. Select a date to start tracking your finances. I press next. Here I also press next. And congratulations, you have completed an easy setup interview. We become patient as it loads. The moment you tap, in most cases it brings down a distraction. It displays some windows the moment it starts opening, but first you have to allow to start working. Get all details in QuickBook Desktop. Then it will display some other windows after a time, but we want to close them all to go back to the main window that shows the company, and this one is the main. So I go back to the question. We are also told that Mark Enterprises reports its currency in Uganda shilling. So I come here and I go to edit here. Then I go to preferences to change the currency to Ugandan shilling. We come to multiple currencies. Then I go to company preferences and I say yes, I use more than one currency. I press yes. Then by default it is US dollar, so I choose to view more currencies and I choose the Uganda currency, Uganda shilling. Then I say yes, then I also say okay. Wait, okay. The company has closed and it has opened once more after setting up the currency, and it is opening. But yeah, then I have one more transaction to do. I come here on edit and preferences, then I come to accounting, company preferences. I come to remove these warnings that always come up. So I got okay, that one is done. And when we go back here, we have the second part, which is part B, and they are telling us a company operates bank accounts, that is of Centenary, and it also operates a petty cash. Centenary bank account number, we come to chart of accounts, we maximize the chart of accounts, and we right click and I will click in new, then it is bank, and I say continue. After doing that, Centenary bank, the bank account number is 95001. The opening balance, yes, opening balance was on December 31st, 2022. Then account number, it was 11, so I save and close. Then we also have petty cash. Petty cash was also it operated in bank, so I come here and press continue. I'll call it petty cash. Then I go to the opening date. The opening date is December 31st, 2022. Then I save and close. After doing that, we have other transactions, and in here we are told to handle customers. So customers, I have come traders. I go to home, I go to customers, and the first customer was come traders, so I go to customer job, I press new customer, then the customer name is Kamu Traders, then the opening balance was 3 million, and the date was 1st January 2023. So I do okay. The second transaction was of Peter Dan. It was on 1st January 2023. And the next one we have Munene Auto Dealers. I'll come here and create new customer. I have Munene Auto Dealers, and that one, the opening balance was 1 million. The date was 1st January 2023, and the last transaction was Glass Motors. As you can see, it was Glass Motors 800,000. So I come here in new customer job and create new customer. It was Glass Motors. It was 800,000. It was on 1st January 2023. And when we go back to the question, we are also tasked to deal with company suppliers. At company suppliers, the first one we have Kabale Sisters. So I go back, I go to vendor. I go to vendor center, and the first one was, we be patient as it opens. Then I come and I click on new, then new vendor. The first one was Kabale Sisters. Kabale Sisters. The amount is 1.7 million Ugandan shilling. It was on 1st January 2023. So I say okay. And then we have another one. It was Masaka Traders. Masaka Traders, and it was 1.5, and it was on 1st January 2023. So enter. After doing that, we come and review the question. What did we have? We also have Madra Importers. So I come and do another vendor, Madra Importers. Madra Importers, and it had no opening balance. It was on 1st January 2023. I say enter. Yes, now we are done with the vendors, and I come to home. Under home, we also have somewhere we can handle vendors. It is right here, but now in the question we have inventories, as you can see. And the inventories, first we have motorcycles, generators, oil, and also servicing. So we shall come here to handle motorcycles. Come to inventory, we click in this one, this arrow, and we click inventory center. And the first one was motorcycles. So we come in new inventory item, it is motorcycle. So motorcycle lies under inventory part, and the item is motorcycles. And unit of measure, I come to single per unit, and in the question we are given unit, but it does not exist anywhere here. So I click next, I use it as unit. Under here I choose to make it UN. Then I finish up my setting up of the unit of measure. After doing that, I come here in the description. We are given IV001, and we have the cost price of motorcycles. It was bought on 4M, and the selling price was 4.8 million Ugandan shilling. And we come to the income account. I choose to make it sales, but also on hand the quantity, it was 8. Then we have as of when, it was of January 1st January 2023. Here we are good to go. So I click OK. After doing that, we have another one. It was generators. Generators also lie under the inventory part. Then item, it is generators. Unit of measure, I make it unit. Description IV002. Cost, it is how much? 2.7 Ugandan millions. We have also the selling price, which was 3.5 million. Ugandan millions. And the income account, I choose to make it sales, but don't forget the date. It was on 1st January 2023. Then I have on hand, there were 6 generators. Say okay. After handling that, I come here on inventory item. I also have another one. What was it? It is oil. So I come here and do inventory part. It is oil, and oil unit of measure cannot be units, so it is measured in volumes. So I click next and choose to make it liter, the fact that we are given liters. And it is IV003. The cost, each liter was costing 10,000, and it was sold on 16,000. Then I come on the income account, I choose to make it sales. Then on hand we had 10 liters. Then we're on the date of, yes, this transaction was made on 1st January 2023. We say okay. We also have another transaction which is servicing. As you've viewed, we have servicing. So I come to new inventory, and servicing lies in its type is service. It is service, and item is servicing. Servicing, the unit of measure is not provided, but the description was IV004. The rate, it was 30k. And the account type, it has to be service account. I add new, so it lies under income account, and the account name is service account, and I create that one. I say okay, and that one is done. I say okay. When we go back to the question, I think we are going to the additional information. Additional information, we are told that on January, a deposit of 40 million into the bank account was made on 2nd January. So we come here, we go to home, we go to chart of accounts, we open it, we right click, and we go to make journal entries. I decide to make this one not to delay any longer, not to display. It was on 2nd January 2023, and in the question we are told the deposit was made, so it was made from petty cash. It was made now. Sorry, it is not petty cash. We debit Centenary Bank 40 million. Then we credit an account called capital, and capital is in equity. So I come to equity and say continue, and that one, the account, I will call it capital. After doing that, I say save and close, and the amount goes there, 40 million. The date is already there, so I say save and close. We also have another transaction, I think also related to this. I'll go to make journal entry, and in here we are told withdrew 10 million from bank for business use. Withdrew 10 million from bank for business use, so that is a drawing. So I'll come, it was done on when? It was done on 3rd. The date is 3rd January. So we'll come here and debit. Remember in the question we are told on 3rd January a withdrawal of 10 million from bank for business use. So we come here and credit and debit petty cash. Then it was 10 million. Then it was from bank, so we have Centenary Bank. It was 10 million. Is it 10 million? So save and new. And on another date, it was on it obtained a bank loan of 100 million. So here we'll come to journal entry. We do a transaction obtaining a bank loan. We debit Centenary Bank with 100 million, and we credit loan which we don't have, so I click in add new, then I click in loan, I say continue. After doing that, I am calling my account loan account, I say okay, then it is that one, I say save and close. I also have sold 5 motorcycles and 3 generators, and the cash was banked immediately. So the sales, I will go to home, go to the sales receipt. It was a sale of 5 motorcycles, and it was done on 4th January. So I change the date here, it was 4th January, and the first item was motorcycles, and the second one was generators, and the motorcycles, they were 5, and the generators, they were 3, and was sold to by cash. Okay, so I say save and close. Then I record these deposits of these funds that I sold, the company sold. I create that one. Remember, it was done by it was banked immediately. And this one, so we are seeing deposit to bank, which is Centenary Bank. So I say save and close. I come to the next transaction, which says bought 100 liters of engine oil. So I come to purchases to create an LPO, and the vendor, I reach here, they bring a vendor. I can't choose. I decide to make it like maybe Ukasha, and the date, it was on 4th January, it was on 6th January 2023. So I say okay, and what item? It was oil. So I click here and choose oil. Then I come on quantity, it was 100 liters. After doing that, I say save and close. Then I go to receive inventory. So I come here, I receive with bill. After doing that, after bringing receive with bill, I choose the vendor. The vendor that I have was Ukasha, so I choose Ukasha, say yes, and I tick this one, say okay. Then the date is fine, so I click save and close. The next transaction requires us to buy 8 motorcycles by check from Cavalry Sisters. So it was on 7th. I come to create sales. I purchase order. I come to home, then I go to purchase order. I go to purchase order, the vendor, I choose Cavalry Sisters, and that one item, it was motorcycles. There were 8. The date was on 7th January, and I say save and close. But we are told that made half payment. yes, half payment was made. So after doing that, I go to receive the inventory, and I receive from Kabale Sisters. I say yes, then I tick this one, say okay, then it is 32 million, say, so 32 million is there. I say save and close, save and close. After doing that, remember we are told it was paid half free, so I go back to my QuickBooks and I go to pay bills. Then it is Kabale Sisters 32 million that we marked there, so I tick it. Then I come here and I change the figure to 16 million because it was paid in half. Yeah, 16 million. Then I come here, it was paid via check. It is Centenary Bank. Now I say pay selected bills. After doing that, we have something else. I come to done. After doing that, I come back and we have 10 liters of engine oil that were sold. Also a service of 5 generators. It was done on 10th. So I come here, I create sales receipt. When I come to sales receipt, I do customer job. So I come here, I do sales receipt. It was made by cash, and 5 generators, also a service of
ni bakagura 10 liters.
So the service was done on generators, but it was a sale of engine oil, I think. So I come here and it was a sale of 10 liters of engine oil. So I come back here and I change this first item to servicing, to engine oil. Yeah, to engine oil, not servicing. Engine oil. It was 10 liters. Then servicing was done on how many? On what? Servicing was done on 5 generators. So I put in 5. After doing that, the date, it was on 10th January 2023. I say save and close. After doing that, we have a sale of 6 motorcycles and 2 generators for cash to Muna. But before that, I have to record the deposits. I come here, recording the deposits. I tick this one. After ticking that, I say okay. Then it was cash, so I create a new account, which is cash. Say save and close. And I don't want to display any longer, so I come and say save and close. After doing that, we come to Muna, and for Muna we come to create invoices. This transaction was done on 11th. 6 motorcycles were sold and 2 generators for cash. So when I come to invoice, I come and create a customer job who is Muna Auto Dealers. Muna Auto Dealers, and the date it was on 11th January 2023. Say okay. Then quantity, it was 6 motorcycles, and item motorcycles, also generators. There were two motorcycles and generators, two generators. So the date was on 11th January 2023. So I say save and close. And after doing that, and a 2% discount was granted to them. So after doing that, I will come to receive payments. Then remember, a discount was given on cash and it was received from Kamu Traders. It was given to Kamu Traders and the date it was on 11th. So I tick Muna. It was Muna, not Kamu. Yeah, Kamu Traders. Muna Auto Dealers was by cash. Discounts, eco signs 0.02%, 0.02 means 0.02%, then shift 8 to make times the amount there, 35800,000. So I say okay. And discount account, remember discounts are expenses, so I have to create new. It is an expense, so I come here and click in expense. After doing that, I come and call it discount allowed. Discount allowed. I say save and close. Then I say done. The date is set and it was on cash. I come here and tick here. I say save and close. I record the deposit. I say okay, and the deposit was made to cash account. So I come and tick cash account, then I say save and close. After doing that, so next on the transaction, it was on 12th January 2023. It was Masaka Traders date. So I come here and I click in pay bill. It was for Masaka Traders. So I come and tick Masaka Traders and the amount was 1.5 million and the date it was paid on 12th January 2023. The method of payment, I choose to pay it with I paid by cash. Was it cash? Yeah. Yes, date by cash. So I choose cash and say pay selected bills. After doing that, it will bring something like that. So I click in done. We also have another transaction which brings expenses, and for expenses we have fuel, rent, office cleaning, electricity and more. So I'll first enter this electricity, the first three. So I come here in my chart of accounts, I right click, then I say I go to make journal entries. After doing that, I come and it was done on 12th also. I will first record all expenses first to make the work easy. So I will come to add new. I first record an expense of fuel. I'll record that. Another one, I have rent. It is also an expense. Rent. Say save and close. I also have another one which is office cleaning, and it is also an expense, so I write it there, office cleaning. Then I have electricity, so I come here and I write electricity. I add new. I go to expense, then I say continue. I write electricity. say enter. Then I come to the amount that I'm going to register there, and fuel was 600, rent was 200. Fuel was 600,000, and rent was 200. Office cleaning was 220,000. Electricity was 480. After that, we have another entry. We have another one, which is advertising. So I come back, I do expense, I say continue, and I say advertising, say enter. We also have another one, which is audit fee. I say expense, say continue, then I create audit fees. Say save and close. We also have electricity, but the fact that we have already paid electricity, it exists, the account exists. Say that one. And the fees for advertising were 200,000. Also here it is 200,000, and electricity is 500. In here it is displaying all the total, and this amount was paid by check, so I select Centenary Bank, I say save and close. After doing that, I come back to my question. They are showing me 25th January salary worth 300 and 200 was paid by cash to Amanda and Katate respectively. So I come back here, I create a new journal in chart of accounts, make journal entry, and first it was done on 25th, so I have to mark the date. It was on 25th January. I come to account, I create a new account of salaries. It is also an expense. I say continue, I name these ones salaries, then I say continue. Then after doing that, I debit 300,000, and that one was paid to an employee called Amanda. So I come to new, I come to name and say new, then I click employee, I say okay, and I'm provided with the names. So I come to the first name, I say Amanda, then I say okay, but I'm told to, I say leave as it is. So I come here and create another salary account, and it is salaries, and I also, it is 200,000 for Katate. Come here in employee, I say new, I bring something like employee, I say employee, then the name, I say Katate, the first name is Katate, I say okay, say leave as it is. Then after that, it is 500 as it is. I pay it by cash. Remember in the question we are told it was paid by cash, so I say save and close. After doing that, we are told in the question that the business purchased a computer for but we also have this one, 500 Ugandan shilling was withdrawn from bank for private use. For that, I'll come to banking, I go to transfer funds, then I'll go to transfer funds, and it was done on 25th. I go here from Centenary Bank for private use, and that is drawings. So I come here, I say add new, then I come to equity, I say continue, then I call the account drawings, say save and close. Then the amount was 500,000. I say save and close. And in the question we also have another thing, bought a computer for office use at 2 million. So I come here, I go to purchases, create an LPO for the computer. I come to purchases, The vendor, I'm not creating one, it was done on 25th. And the item, I'm going to create a computer, so I say add new. It is for it is an office use, so it is fixed asset. The asset name is computer, and the account, I come here, I choose computer, say computer and internet expenses. Then the description for office use. Then the date, it was done on 25th January 2023. And the cost, it was 2 million. And the vendor, no, we don't have. Then I say okay. After doing that, come to vendor, I create one. For example, I can choose to call it from Marco, and that one was created on when? It was created on 25th January 2023. Say okay. After doing that, I say save and close. And now that was our last transaction. Now
Receive payment. Did you
last transaction, so I receive the payment
receive the inventory?
with inventory. The vendor was Marco, and after doing that, it was done on that date. I select that one, I say okay. After doing that, the amount displays, say save and close.
Reports.
So that was our last transaction. So I come to reports, and I go to, we are told to extract the profit or loss, the profit and loss. So I come to profit and loss standard. Then for the month of January, so I'll come to all, since it was done in January, and the figures come up. After they have come up, I'll come to Excel and create a new worksheet. Create a new worksheet. So it is exporting, and if you want to extract that one, you come in new, and then you say export. But it is taking a long time, and the question requires me to do this thing in 45 minutes. So this is my final profit and loss. Then when I come back to report, it is exporting, for example, but exporting the document to Excel. It is exporting, and here it brings Excel, and here is our profit and loss. So I come here and I write profit and loss for Mark Traders for the month of January 2023. And I do that, I save my file. I save to desktop. I'm saving it as Reality 12. Say Reality 12. Yes. After doing that, I also have to extract the balance sheet. So I'm going to reports. I come to financial and company and financial, and then at balance sheet standard. I extract it the same way. So I come, I got all, then I extract, create, I update existing worksheet, select, then I go to browse, and I select,
Desktop.
I go to desktop, and the worksheet that I'm looking for is Reality 12. So I choose it and say open. I say export.
Sheet. Sheet 1.
Say export.